Everybody, we're back after a long break. Basically, I just had life get in the way, and I've been trying to recover from it. So take that for what you will. Try to get back in the groove now. No clue how well this will work, but we'll give it a shot anyway. So I've got okay, what's up everybody? I've been absent for a while just trying to deal with everyday life thing, but I figure we'll start back with the seigaiha. So first off, knife's an excellent knife. We'll get that out of the way right now. Flips well, even though I can't flip in focus, or on frame. Okay, now that that's out of the way, let's see what this thing weighs. So we're in ounces. You all can't see it, but I can. 4.11 ounces is what we're reading on that scale. Between 4.11 and 4.12. Anyway, that's enough of that. I think I waited earlier and it was 4.11, so I'm going to go with 4.11. Now, let's clarify a couple things on this knife. One, for the price point, it's a great flipper. Two, for the price point, it's about like every other knife when it comes to aesthetics. You've got things like the Marin here, where we're looking at like what, $650, $700 right here. Not exactly sure what MSRP was, but I think it was around that price point. This knife, pretty good flipper, does everything fairly well. However, for I think about $875 or $800-ish, you got this seigaiha here, which does everything the Marin does, but personally I think it does it a little bit better. Now, this is a touchy subject, because the reason that I have the Marin and the seigaiha out here today, here we go, why didn't you tell me it wasn't in frame? So the reason I have these two out here today is because I think that there might have been a little inspiration taken here. I could be wrong. At the end of the day, you can only create, there's only so many designs that can be created with, a two handles and a blade, right? At a certain point, that is really what it boils down to. I'm trying to get my lighting right here. I don't think it's going to work. I think that's probably the best I got right there, huh? Oh well. So, with that being said, if we take a look here, take a look-see. When looking at these two knives, you can kind of see what I'm talking about when I say a couple similarities. One, they're press-fit Zen pins, which, a lot of knives have. But then two, we've got these slots here, right? All the way up both knives. Granted, this guy has more and has two holes here. Now, the seigaiha and Marin both appear to have a pretty much identical sized holes here. There are slots. And then we've got the speed channels on the side, right? You've got your webbing here, press fit Zen pin, okay? You got your jimping down here at the bottom. And now here's one of the things that kind of just seals the deal for me, is you've even got jimping down here on the insides. And then if you look in here, you've got a gap big enough for the blade to fit in. The channel widens allowing for good clearance levels, BRS in their rep. Anyway, allowing good clearance for the blade to rest inside the handles without impacting on either slab or either side of the handles. Both are full channel, of course, or, you know, speed channel, but one solid piece of titanium. Yeah, I think a little bit of inspiration might have been taken here, which isn't a bad thing necessarily. The Marin's a great knife, it's a good flipper, and if he did take inspiration from that, who cares? He came up with this. This is a unique design in and of its own, and it looks fantastic. And you can't tell me that it is 100% this Marin here, because it's not. Look at it. The Marin has no laser engravings like this one does. The attention to detail on this knife is exquisite. We'll put the Marin away now. I think you get the gist. Sorry about the fingers. I do construction as my main form of income, so my hands do get beat up. But you can see the laser engraving there all down the sides. Very, very pleasing to the eye. Your press fit Zen pins, your Torx bits for your pivots. It is a false side, or a false side and a Torx side. So you don't have to sit there and have a Torx driver in one hand and in the other, and, you know, none of that shenanigans, which I love. That is definitely applaudable. You do have a Japanese style tanto with a fuller or blood groove, right? Because, you know, whatever. You do have your milled blade here, which always reminds me of a cheese grater. Just the way it feels, right? It's a little funky. Not bad, but a little weird. Never seen one like that, really. Again, adds to the uniqueness. Definitely not something I hate. I can't stop taking my eyes off those handles. Beautiful, beautiful work. And now we do have a chamfered spine, not rounded, but you don't feel that because of the light weight of the knife. Now this knife, it really does flip itself, and that is something that the maker slash designer, I believe his name is Blake, forgive me if I'm wrong, that is a quote from the man himself, and he always said that the knife really flips itself, and he was absolutely correct. This knife does flip itself. It is very responsive in terms of the maneuvers that you can pull off, right? The biggest differences that I can tell you with the Marin and the seigaiha has got to be that responsiveness. The Marin is a great knife, right? The seigaiha, I think, is a better knife. The Marin is a little bit more sluggish, a little more clunky. You can see even in the handles, we're dealing with a thinner handle profile over here and a lot thicker over here. We've got much more of a square shape here, and we've got more of a rectangle here, which does please at least my fingers when it comes to flipping. Now, that could also be because I have chunky sausage fingers, but in some way, shape, or form, that does appeal to me. Now, can't promise you any good flipping action here today, but I can promise that I will give it a shot. I'm not exactly used to having this tripod in front of me, and I don't have that much room. I'm not the best, so you can hear oh, we got hung up. Sorry for the shit flips, but we're doing this in a one take wonder, baby. And at the same time, like I said, I'm not the best flipper, and then you add the obstacles of this guy and then this phone here, and it really makes me look bad. I think you get the point. This knife is insanely bouncy. It sounds great. Keep in mind, this isn't oiled. This is pretty dry. This has been the baby of the collection for quite a while, but I just got a new Monarch and a new Rep, and those have kind of taken the, flipping pedestals for right now, just because they're new, not because they're better in any way, shape, or form. But when you get something new, you kind of just focus on flipping it for a while. At least I do. So for $875, $900, what do I think? I think you can't go wrong. I mean, look, if you were going to spend that type of money anyway, I think that you might as well just get one of these. If you weren't going to spend that type of money, don't start. That's the best way to not get addicted to this stuff. Now, this is absolutely a work of art, and for his first live blade ballad song, this is a great starter. I think he has, a bright future in this this industry. I think he'll bring us a lot more designs later on, and who knows, maybe he's the next JK. We don't know. But this is definitely a banger, knock out of the ballpark, at least in my book. It's not everybody's cup of tea, but it is mine. So if you were deciding between maybe a Marin and a seigaiha, my personal opinion, just because of the let's settle this right here, right now, okay? Let's see. Just because I don't want anybody saying, oh, the Marin's actually lighter than the seigaiha, blah, blah, blah. Let's see here. Okay. So you guys can see it. 4.29. $4.29. Oh. Okay. 4.11. So it is heavier. Now that might not seem like a lot, but I really do believe that this is kind of the ideal weight right here. Because the other favorite knife of the collection for me is this Cerrone. Oh, bumped the tripod. Excuse me. Is this Cerrone here, and it comes in at 4.04. Excellent knife right here. For another video. Anyway, that's my spill for the seigaiha. I think it's an excellent choice, a great knife, especially for a first knife. Can't go wrong getting one. Don't pay $1,200 or some ridiculous price. Don't even pay $900. I'll tell you what to do. I believe Blake's pre-orders are open right now as of, what is this, March 25th. Go hop on his pre-order list. Pay your $875. I think he charges $600 up front. Go pay that. Get you one of these knives. I guarantee you won't be disappointed. And if you are, well, I'm sure somebody will buy it. And somebody who has better taste than you, because this knife is excellent. But that's my spiel for it. Hopefully you all have a lovely day, and tune back in later. Peace.